Well, I wasn't lying when I said that I would do more of these Equestria Girls review videos. I told you all in the last video I would I would do more reviews, and now here I am. I'm reviewing the second incarnation of the Equestria Girls friend. Time for me to review the second incarnation of the Equestria Girls franchise, Rainbow Rocks. Now, before I start this video, I just want to say that that out of all of the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic titles, I was not expecting the original My Little Pony Equestria Girls movie from 2013 to have a sequel, but they did, and I like how they did. It reminds me of how some Japanese animes can have constant sequels most time. But in this case, this is a Canadian franchise having sequels, multiple sequels. Actually, My Point Quest Girls didn't have that many sequels. It only had three, and three short, and plus three short specials and 5 TV specials. But with that being said, let's get on with this. Let's get on with this review video, explaining everything about this sequel. So let's get started. Battle of the Bands. Let's face it, we all want to have a little competition of who's the better rock band and prove who's the better singer, who's the better drum roller, who's the better guitar player. We all like it. We all want to have a little competition between bands, and that is the case with Rainbow Rocks. And yes, the Battle of the Bands is the main topic of this special, of this sequel. Because I know in the last video, the last film didn't really have a topic. I was just being random with the topic, like just saying it was all about Twilight and Caroline High and stuff. Although I guess I could have had the topic say that first row being about defeating Sunset Shimmer was the main topic of the last film. But Sunset Shimmer, but that's not saying much. And Sunset Shimmer was just a character in it's just a character in the franchise. Speaking of Sunset Shimmer, this is the first ever Equestria Girls incarnation where Sunset Shimmer is actually a hero instead of a villain, because as we all know in the last film, and spoilers by the way for those who haven't seen it, but yeah, spoiler warning, but in the last film, Sunset got defeated and was taught a lesson by Twilight about friendship. And that's what happens in this. Sunset is trying to be a good friend to others, because she's trying to make things up to to for those that she's been mean to, and so but nobody wants to trust her because after all she did to them. But we'll get back to that in a moment. Let's go ahead explain the actual plot of the film first. So it takes place after the first Equestria Ghost movie. I mean, I mean, I mean, why shouldn't it? It is a sequel after all. So of course it would take place after the first Equestria Ghost movie. And we get introduced to these three new villain characters known as the Dasslings. Adagio Dazzle, the leader of the Dasslings, Atala Blaze, the secondary of the Dasslings, and who is probably my favorite member of the Dasslings, Sedona Dusk, who is the who's the crazy teen of the Dasslings. Anyways, they see the magic from when Twilight and the human versions of the main five defeat Sunset Shimmer. They discover the magic, and so they they decided to use equestrian magic to make people adore them. Meanwhile, at Candlelight High, everyone's getting ready for the the musical band. Sunset Shimmer, like I said, try spoilers for those who haven't. Spoiler warning, by the way. If you don't want to get spoiled, I recommend you guys getting off this video and watch the original Rainbow Rocks movie first, which I'm sure it's uploaded on YouTube somewhere. I mean, if the first movie was, the second movie just has to. But getting back to what I was saying, the Sunset Shimmer is wanting to help everyone in Caroline High to because she wanted to make things up to what she to what she did to everyone on back at the fall formal. But nobody wants to nobody wants even want to come close to trusting her because of what she did at the fall formal. Which, yeah, would I know how that feels. I do know how that feels when someone starts off as an enemy, but who's been mean to you of after all that time, but then after she learns after they learn the lesson, they want to make new friends with you, but you don't want to be friends with them because they've been mean to you all these years. And that's the case with the sequel, with Sunset Shimmer and all the people at Candlelight High, all the students at Candlelight High. Sunset is trying to make some friends, and nobody wants to trust her. So yeah, I know how that feels. Any, anyways, it everything was going good until the Dasslings shows up, and they put all the students in Candlelight High except for the main six in under temptation of wanting to have a battle of the bands with each other. So they so Sunset writes a letter to Twilight asking her for help. So Twilight invents a portal so that she can go to where she can go to the Quantum universe anytime. She goes to the portal. She returns to the Equestria Ghost universe, and so she helps them. She helps them. She she helps them with their band. And anyways, there was I'm trying to remember for what to say. Um. Anyways, Twilight helps him with the band, and there was this one scene, and there was even this one scene where they're getting uh, 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 they're helping with the band, but five of the girls, Rainbow Dash, Pinkie Pie, Fluttershy, Rarity, and Applejack, just couldn't win without fighting with each other. Like, like seriously, Rainbow talks about how she wants to how she wants to play that awesome as I Wanna Be song. Applejack complains about Rarity making faction clothes. You name it. Eventually, the girls do play the Awesome by 1B song, and they're getting this close of winning until Sunset screw things up. She she jumps onto Rainbow Dash, which caused the whole team to fall, collapse at each other. They all get the girls get mad and angry at Sunset for screwing things up. Sunset was trying to tell them that she was trying to help them, and so it seemed like they'd be in a pickle. But thinking that they would lose. But did they lose the competition because of that all that embarrassment? Surprisingly, no. They actually won the competition. Yeah, yeah, I know. Even though Sunset screwed things up and got the girls embarrassed from being after all being collapsed, at the end of the day, they still won the competition. They still won the Battle of the Bands. But then Trixie gets jealous that she wanted revenge. The Dazzlings convinced her to trap them, and so she did. And because they got and while they're trapped, five of the girls, Rainbow Dash, Pinkie Pie, Fluttershy, Rarity, and Applejack, all arguing with each other be, because of be, be, because they just kept arguing each other out one of them screwing things up and being the reason why they're not winning. But then Sunset talks them into in shows them some a valuable lesson how about teamwork and all that. It was a nice speech too. Anyways, all the girls mix up with each other. They eventually do battle with the Dazzlings, and Sunset then joins them. They all work together. Sunset becomes the official member of the main insert number here, which would eventually become the main seven. They defeat the Dazzlings, and so Sunset sure became the new friend of the girls, and she is now became trustworthy by the other students of Canterlot High. So overall, what do I think of Rainbow Rocks? Well, it's definitely not as good as the first film. I mean, no, I am not now. I am not saying that this is bad. No, Rainbow Rocks is a good sequel to the original Equestria Ghost movie, but it's not better than the first one. It is it is definitely not better than the first Equestria Ghost movie. Honestly, I think it would have been better if Sunset Shimmer was. I think I think I mean I have an idea of how Rainbow Rocks could have been better. I think it would make more sense if Sunset Shimmer was still evil for the most part until like the battle of the bands until the final battle of the band scene. I, I mean, what I mean is maybe the first film should have just ended with Sunset Shimmer just getting defeated instead of learning a lesson, and they wait until this movie for Sunset to learn a lesson. Here, here's my idea of how that could have worked. Sunset Shimmer, if Sunset Shimmer was still evil in this movie, here's how I think would work. Sunset meets the Dazzlings. She joins the Dazzlings because she wants revenge on Twilight and the girls for defeating her back in the fall formal. And 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 after Trixie traps them, Sunset Shimmer is thinking that she'll be joined with the Dazzlings to have all the cluster of magic they'll be getting. But then But then at the end of the day, it would be revealed that the Dazzlings had betrayed Sunset Shimmer, and they were just using her so they can use all the Equestria magic to themselves. That's where Sunset would finally realize that life isn't about magic and friendship is more important. And and then and then and then that's where at the battle of the band scene when the girls finally escape the trapdoor by Spike, when they battle the Dazzlings, when they and where they're about to get nearly tortured by the Dazzlings with their dragon magic thing. That's when Sunset would join them and would join the girls and help them defeat the Dazzlings, and then that's how Sunset could finally reform. That's my idea of what it would be like if Rainbow Rocks, if Sunset was still evil in Rainbow Rocks, and how she would turn good. Maybe if that Maybe if that idea happened, this probably would have been a better sequel. But this probably would, this probably would have actually been better than the first movie. But no, they just had her learn her lesson at the end of the last film and just already be a good character in this film. But despite that flaw, I still think it's a good sequel. Yeah, yeah. This this film this sequel gets a good, and it's getting 90 points. This was a very good sequel. It really was. I enjoyed everything with Rainbow Rocks, but it's not better than the first movie because of that single flaw with Sunset already being a good character. I think it would have been better if Sunset was still a villain and until until the Dazzlings, betrays her. Maybe if that happened, then maybe this would be a better sequel, but that's not saying much. But because sequels don't don't usually tend to be better than the original. But overall, this is a very good sequel. I highly recommend this for those who like My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, and Equestria Girls. And it's funny how Rebecca Shockykit, the singing actress of Twilight Sparkle, would do both Sunset Shimmer's speaking voice and singing voice. Yeah, it's really funny how when Twilight's speaking voice is performed by Tara Strong, her singing voice is performed by Rebecca Shockykit. But when Rebecca Shockykit does Sunset Shimmer's speaking voice, she also does her singing voice. Weird. Anyways, I guess that's all I gotta say about the sequel. Thanks for watching this review video. And stay tuned till I review the next Equestria Girls special, which is the next Equestria Girls program, which is the one with the friendship games, and which introduces the one character that made the franchise better than ever before. Well, technically, it's not. Friendship Games was not her first appearance. No, this character's first appearance was actually in the post-credit scene of this movie. But it was Friendship Games was the first one where she became the official new main character, so that's why I'm counting that as her first appearance. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and go now. Thank you all for watching this review, and I'll. With that being said, I'll see you all next time. Later.